You are watching UniqueVerse Discoveries. In this world, remarkable people understand that there is nothing unexplored living on Earth. But the world doesn't stop to surprise us with amazing mysteries. So today we are going to tell you regarding the last places on the planet and creatures that exist. Number 10. Spine of Scotia, South Oceana. Over a depth of 2 kilometers and 400 meters in South Oceana, there is an individual water site, which was found in 2012. This place is heated by hydrothermal springs. Its temperature is transferred 382 degrees Celsius. Huge territories of unknown species thrive in a warm, mysterious atmosphere. Explorers have discovered a huge number of albinos octopus, and albino crab that uses hair on its claws to grow bacteria, that detoxify the infected poison water. Number 9. ShemaHumboldt Venezuela. On a prehistoric plateau, Venezuela has many sinkholes, but the most comprehensive of them is ShemaHumboldt Venezuela. It was detected in November of 1961. The approximately circular deadfalls to a depth of almost 314 meters. It is so massive that its ecosystem with many accurately unfamiliar plants has formed on its behind. Given the mythological and mysterious situation, it remained not continuously 1974 that a proper, well-furnished, and a funded journey was mounted to make the trek to the flat-topped peak and its spiritual sinkholes. This funnel like a vanished world grounded out to be on our planet. Number 8. The Melville Range, Australia. This mysterious place is located high on a giant cobblestone in Cape York, in the north of Queensland. In the year 2013, biologists found a tropical forest that can only be touched by helicopter. More amazing species of animals were discovered that existing only here in the forest. For example, a gecko lizard with a leaf-like tail that you never saw before. Number 7. Mount Basava, New Guinea. The newly discovered that on 1 kilometer crater is a home for many creatures that have shifted themselves and isolated from the external world since its last explosion, which occurred 200,000 years ago. It was reviewed in the year 2009. For the BBC film The Lost World of the Volcano, the group found more than 40 exotic species of monsters. For example, this enormous rat measuring a 2 centimeters in length size. Number 6. Mountains of Palawan, Philippines. In the year 2007, during an expedition on the isolated region of the island of Palawan, Philippines, and many mysterious plants were identified. At the right tops of the peaks are the remains of another world. Investigators explored fascinating species that are found nowhere else on Earth. For example, such a large carnivorous plant that feeds on rodents and even small monkeys. There are pink ferns and blue mushrooms which remain still a mystery. Number 5. The Moval Cave, Romania. This unusual natural appearance reminds the underground world of Jules Verne, Journey to the Center of the Earth, than a practical place. The cave of Moval in Romania, discovered in 1986. It one of the most isolated places on Earth, which directed out to be a fruitful location for an examination of explorers. They understand that inquiring this unusual cave can provide answers to many puzzles, including the presence of life on Earth. When geological investigations start before the structure of the energy plant, at a depth of 18 meters, a closed cave system including peculiar shapes was discovered fed by the underground waters called Moval. It had an atmosphere, that this cave holds a unique ecosystem that has existed and is originating presumably for the last 5 million years. Without an association to the Earth's surface, 46 terrestrial and aquatic insects were found. Amongst them are arthropods, leeches, and mollusks. The residents of the cave are blind and determined to touch and smell, as well as catching the slightest fluctuations of the stone, air, or water. Number 4. The Challenger Abyss. The most mysterious part of the world's oceans, at the foundation of the Mariana Trench in the western Pacific Ocean. With the most astonishing ecosystem on the planet, with its depth is 10,971 meters. The connection to the height of the highest point of the world, Mount Everest, is 8,848 meters. However, at a gravity of 1,600 meters from the surface of the Pacific Ocean, there are hydrothermal sources that heat the water to 450 degrees Celsius, but it seems not to boil here due to an impossible pressure 155 times higher than on the surface. At the foundation of the Mariana Trench giant 10 centimeters, amoeba was found in association. The length of an ordinary amoeba is half a millimeter. The temperature, large pressure, and lack of sunlight possibly committed to the fact that these amoebas have acquired non-standard extensions. Number 3. Cave Hang Sundong. This huge cave is the biggest cave on the planet when measured by cross-section in the world. In the year 1991, Hang Sundong Cave was discovered by a local man named Ho Khan. The residents who existed in these places were afraid to be near the cave and all because of the whistling noise of the river flowing down the cave. In the undercover hall of the cave, there is sufficient area for a 40-story skyscraper. Several years ago in the roof of the cave holes were developed, through which light entered the underground chambers. Along with them came the plants. Now you can see an exceptional jungle surround this cave. There is so much place here that its ecosystem has been instructed. Bounded with a huge forest, a big river, and many marvelous things. Number 2. Lake Vostok, Antarctica. Vostok is one of the longest lakes on the Earth for 15 million years. Researchers are ultimately ready to confirm that life in Lake Vostok in Antarctica, which has remained sealed up by 4 kilometers, 2.5 miles, of ice for millions of years. Located under 4 kilometers of ice, the lake is even more desolate than the surface directly over it. While drilling, explorers at Vostok Station covered the air at -89 degrees Celsius, the most frozen temperature ever recorded on Earth. Over 3,500 different species have been identified by a form of demographic analysis known as metagenomics. They sequenced all the biogenetic material in their individuals, at once, and used advanced analytical procedures, to make sense of the resulting mixture of information. There are a lot of living organisms whose DNA does not relate to any recognized species. This finding points, though, how long life can survive on how little energy. Could life survive a trip within space on an asteroid? Lake Vostok explicates us how few environments we really can disbelieve in our search for life in the universe. Number 1. Mount Roraima, South America. Mount Roraima, the most prominent, is the highest of South America's Pacaraima Mountains, and one of the world's most exceptional natural geological structures. The 31 square kilometer top area is defined by 400-meter tall cliffs on all surfaces and involves the borders of observed their steel jaws snack on branches. But the most significant discovery was the remains of ancient animals that resided here quite recently. What they died from is not clear yet. Honestly, they were tested on by aliens. Since not removed from the waterfall, the expedition found a large round platform without vegetation and sprinkled with some silvery powder. Laboratory investigation later discovered that it is an alloy of uncommon elements that do not really get out of the planet. It would resemble that everything has now been examined properly. But not yet, due to still many places on Earth where there were no humans. That's all. I hope you like these discoveries. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a